Hey everybody, I'll do my traditional intro here in a second. Just wanted to start this with a little somber note. Haven't been on here for a few weeks. While my wife and I were on our honeymoon, which was amazing, unfortunately my stepmother passed away quite unexpectedly. So I just want to talk about that for a brief second. She was a great lady. It's been in my life for decades now. Wonderful wife to my father. Um, just just real supportive of me and my family. And from a comic book standpoint, for a couple of times over the Christmas holidays, she got me. She knows how much I would enjoy going and hunting for comics at flea markets and half price books and wherever. And she, knowing nothing about comics, got me off eBay just random collections of books, like 50 comics for like $50 or something like that. And she said, "You'll like to dig through these." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's yes, I'm very much excited about that." Um, she, I've probably said it on this channel before, but she's a very passionate lady. Would let her opinion be known about a great deal of topics. One of which was before the MCU, when the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies were popular and the X-Men movies were popular. Somewhere along the line, some kind of debate was happening at a family gathering about which movies were better. And I don't remember who, but someone was saying the Spider-Man movies were so good. And out of nowhere, out of the kitchen, off away from us, suddenly, my stepmother Terry, she says, "No, X-Men! X-Men is way better." So the enthusiastic X-Men has been exaggerated in my household for quite a while now. So whenever I see X-Men or I read it or whatever, that pops into my head right away. So, but she passed, and she will be greatly missed. And yeah, I just wanted to share. So there you go. But now we are on to the regular stuff. So let's try this the correct way, shall we? Hello again, everyone. Scoons Comics here with another exciting, oh so thrilling comic book haul. Yes. How are you all doing? Happy post Father's Day. I should be wearing my new Father's Day Ghost Rider shirt, but I'm not. I'm sure that will make an appearance in a very near future. I have a stack of goodies here just off camera, and boy, it's been a while. So I'm just gonna get right into it here, and we'll figure this out as we go. So I got contacted on Instagram by Tim over at DC Universe Logo Variants. He was getting rid of a ton of his DCU logo variant comics. And he gave me one of the first cracks at him, like, what do you need? What do you want? I'll give you a great deal. And I needed a ton. He's got some really good books, and I wanted a ton of them. And I'm just cheap, and I just couldn't get all the ones that I wanted. But we were able to come to an agreement on 3 books that I really was excited to get. And here we go. Looney Tunes number 3. Beautiful DC Universe logo variant. Ooh. And number 5. And then the one I really wanted, Pinky and the Brain number 1. DC Universe logo variants. So it's hard, it's always hard, very difficult to find the DC Universe logo books. I've really been struggling to find them out in the wild for over a year now. But especially these ones like Looney Tunes, Pinky and the Brain, Animaniacs. I just don't even see those kind of books out ever, just the regular versions. So to find the DCU books is really difficult for me, unless you want to spend an arm and a leg on eBay. So getting these 3 is really cool. Really, really cool. So thank you, Tim. Much appreciated. And then I was contacted by Jim Bauer on one of my YouTube videos, and he offered me a trade for some DC Universe books. And I only sent him like 5 books, some duplicates I have. But he sent me a stack here, and I'm just going to get into it. And he even sent me more than these, but I have already put them in my duplicate pile. He just sent me a stack. Just real sweet of him. Just a real good guy. But here are some that I don't, well, I'll just get into it. Okay. So Aquaman Tide in Time #3. And Aquaman #8. Here's one I've been looking for a long time. Batman 511. I like these. 0 Hour was an event I really enjoyed as a kid. So when I find these crossover books, I always get a smile on my face. And then to get the DCU logo book, that's great. I love it. Batman 521. Great Kelly Jones cover. And Flash 88. None of these are quite mint. Got a little damage there on the spines and everything, but I basically got these for free. Like a real simple trade. So this was a great gesture from Jim. So grateful. Green Lantern 61. I love this run of Green Lantern. So to have these DCU books is super cool. Oh, great Ron Lim cover. Here's another book I kept looking for. Could never find it in the wild. Green Lantern 65. Ron Lim on the art here. Supergirl, Green Lantern. Heck yeah. Justice League America 98. One of my favorite comic book series of all time. Robin #9. Gorgeous Tom Grummett artwork on this. And number 28, I love when we get the red logo. Some reason I really dig that. I don't know why, but that was a cool book to get. And man, here's one I was, yes, to get this back. Well, I didn't have this in the collection. Robin 34. So when I just started knowing about these DCU books, I found this book at my half-price books, and I didn't pick it up for some stupid reason. I have no idea. If I just didn't have any cash on me that day, I don't know what happened. But I remember I put this back thinking I'd get it again, and I didn't. It was gone like the next time I went. So I don't know, but I always look for it, and to have this in the collection now, whew, I righted a wrong. Just like Dr. Sam Beckett on Quantum Leap, as I live my life. That doesn't really make sense, but, you know, Quantum Leap was a cool show. Superboy #3. Superboy #14. Action Comics 707. Oh, these are so cool. I've had these sitting out for so long, I've been dying to put them away. Action Comics 725. It's another Tom Grummett cover. I love Tom Grummett's art. It's a classic cartoon. Superman Man of Steel #36. Oh, another big red logo. Man of Steel 53. This book needs some help. It's beat up pretty bad. If I can upgrade at some point, I'm sure I will, but man, cool book. Superman #108. And Soups 116. And that's it. That's the DCU logo books I got. Every so often someone will ask me, we got to be getting close to finishing those DCU books. No, there's a lot. There's over 300, and they keep finding about every 6 months or so, at least one new book pops up that I'm aware of. That I'm on the CGC message boards, and there's a whole forum there talking about these books, and collectors even more obsessive than myself, and they've done a lot of homework, and there's a lot of books out there. A lot of books. Okay, what am I showing now? So the next set of books here are local comic shop, collectible shop. They sell everything under the sun. Tabletop games and Funko Pops, action figures, and comics. It's not my favorite store, but they had a sale. They said they got a bunch of back issue stock and they put it all out for $3 a book, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I went and I dug and I dug and I dug and I dug, looking specifically for, I mean, always looking for the DCU books, but looking for a few other things. And let's see, make sure this is exactly okay. And so I got a few things from these people. First, I did find one lone DC Universe book, and one I didn't have. Justice League International number 60? 60. So out of like 30 long boxes, the only one that had any DCU logo books, I found it. I took it. Hooray. You gotta hunt. You gotta hunt to find these things. And then I found some fun I keep getting books from my spinner rack where I like to put newsstand issues. So they had Uncanny X-Men 248. This is a key. This is the first Jim Lee on artwork for Uncanny X-Men. Really probably shouldn't go on my spinner rack, but I got a couple of copies of this, and it's not in perfect shape, so cool book. I love this cover, Uncanny X-Men 273. Follow me, X-Men, or Professor X dies. This is what a comic book cover should be. You should be trying to snatch the would-be reader by the face and make them have to pick up the book, buy the book, read the book. So you see this and you're like, well, why is Professor X going to die? What's happening? I need to know. And then I love this cover. I couldn't find this book in the wild for years, and now I feel like I find it every other day. Uncanny X-Men 277 newsstand featuring Wolverine and Gambit in their official X-Men uniforms. I love this cover. This is totally a cover buy. I love this cover. I love it. So I'm going to put this with the newsstand spinner rack books, just like at the old mom and pop grocery store. Yay. And this one, of course, I own, but this is a nice beat-up copy to put on the spinner rack. Batman 492, the start of the Nightfall saga, one of my favorite storylines ever in comics. Fun book that I can just pull off the rack anytime and just flip through and read. And then I did find one other key book there that I wanted for $3. This is a great buy. New X-Men 114, featuring the first appearance of Cassandra Nova. That's going to be the big villain on this summer's Wolverine Deadpool movie. Deadpool Wolverine, I think is the proper, yeah. The new Deadpool movie coming out this summer. This is the big debut of the bad guy in that movie. So, cool for $3. All right, and the last section I have here, right before I went on my honeymoon, like the morning before we left, there was a local show that usually has like a dealer that I love because he always has such good books and they're dirt cheap usually. I love going to this guy. And then so there was him and one other dealer there. So everything else is like collectible cards. Pokemon cards galore, baseball cards galore, and then these two random comic dealers. So I bought a bunch of stuff. Let me see here. Let me organize this quickly, just like a professional person. Okay. So he had a whole section of half-off books. These were all great deals. So I got Johnny Quest, #3, Dave Stevens cover. He had originally $5 on it, so I got it for $2.50. I'm on a real Hanna-Barbera quest right now. This new cartoon channel is coming June 25th, MeTV Tunes, over the air. Get your antenna out, see if it's in your area. It's coming here to my town. And a lot of it's Hanna-Barbera cartoons, including Johnny Quest, which for some reason I have a real soft spot for. I didn't really grow up watching those cartoons, but I don't know. It always just... I've watched like 4 different documentaries on Hanna-Barbera stuff lately. I don't know why. I don't know. But I found this for $2.50, and that was pretty cool. Oh, I've wanted this book forever. This one I actually paid the $15 for, so it was a good deal. Destroyer Duck #1. Jack Kirby cover, Jack Kirby artwork. One of his lesser known books, independent book for Eclipse. I've wanted this book and I see it all the time for like $50 or $40, and I'm like, I'll find it cheaper one day. And I finally did. So the never-ending quest to get Jack Kirby comics, another good one. And I also got the final issue of Uncanny X-Men. Uncanny X-Men 544. He had a $10 price tag on it, only $5. I love collecting final issues. Here's the sad thing about more modern comics. And I don't even know what year this came out. This was, I don't know, 10 years ago now, probably. Back in the day, 70s, 80s, 90s, when a series ended, there was always like a letter from the editor, a column from the editor saying, you know, we had a good run, or here's what happened, or I know you weren't expecting this to get canceled, but it was always fascinating to look behind the curtain of what was going on at the comic company. This one's got nothing. There's no blurb, there's no nothing. Like, the issue itself tries to tie it up because they knew it was the last issue of this run. But nothing. But still, you know, this book went back to the 60s, and this was the last issue, so that's a neat thing to have. You know what? I'm going to save this last one for the grand finale. So I'll put this down. Then the other comic dealer there, he had a few things, and he was desperate to sell. He was like, just make me an offer. Make me an offer. So he had this one. This is Mighty Thor 371, which is the first, I don't know this character's name, but it's the first agent of the TSA. That's all of the Loki show and all that, the Time Variant Authorities. This is the first, not the first really appearance of that agency, but this character works for that agency. So it's like, oh, it's kind of a cool book. And he had a $12 price tag on it. And then he also had, I don't remember what he was asking for this. One I've needed and wanted for a long time. Uncanny X-Men 133. This beautiful John Byrne cover with Wolverine. The first solo Wolverine cover. I just have always coveted this book, man. I wanted it. And I think, you know, this book's a little beat up on the spine. And I think he had like a $40 price tag on it. He gave me both of these for $30. And I said, boy, that's a good deal. I'll take that. And I did. But the real find of this show, to me anyway, was that first dealer had this one, and it's beat to hell. But it is a Silver Age Spider-Man book that is complete. Amazing Spider-Man 68. I had a $5 tag on it, so it was 50% off. I paid $2.50. Even as beat up as this is, and look at it. I mean, it's got water damage. It needs to be cleaned and pressed. This is all just a bag, so that's not, the comic itself is complete. And at one point in time, I was really working on trying to collect all the Amazing Spider-Mans through 100 on the cheap. Like, that was my goal. I remember, like, hunting on eBay. I gave myself, like, a $10 limit per book. And I made a little bit of headway. Like, I got probably a dozen books that way that are ugly, but are complete. And I don't think I ever paid as little as $2.50 for a book, though. So I was never going to pass up a Spider-Man from the Silver Age of Comics for $2.50. That's great. I'll clean this as best I can. I may have to reach out to someone who does cleaning and pressing and see if they can make this one look a little prettier. But, God, our comics cool. I love them. Okay, that's what I got this time, guys. Everyone be well, be safe. Hopefully I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.